Hi, Caspar on the 26th of February 2021, and we're right up in the north of Italy here. We've got an unusual Piemontese grape variety. This is a Ruché, 2019 Ruché, give it its full name, Ruché di Castagnolo Monferrato. And the cuvée is called La Tradizione, and the producer is called Montalbera. And as so often is the case, you know, it's the Italian wine. They have so many words on the label. I don't think it's good for branding. You know, there's so much to read, and you know, coming to this without knowing much about wine, you'd probably look at it and think, you know, what's this wine actually called? Where's it from? Who's the guy who made it? Anyway, there we are. It's enough of me. It's quite punchy. It's 14% alcohol, and Ruché, an interesting grape variety. It's one of those things like the white Nascetta, also a Piemontese grape variety. It was not far off extinct, and I think today there's not much more than 50 hectares of it in the world, and all here in Piemonte. So let's have a look at it. It's really not very deeply coloured. It's just sort of mid, sort of tomato mulberry colour. Quite an unusual colour, that sort of tomato red thing's really quite strange. Interesting nose though. It's quite a dry nose. It's got a bonfire smoke aspect. It's got a black cherry thing. It's a bit of spice in there, and yeah, it's quite unusual to smell. It's got a walnut character to it as well. It's not sort of screaming out of the glass for me, but when you go looking for it, it's really quite interesting. Plum and black cherry is the fruit. It's got lovely concentration to it. But quite quickly the acidity arrives, and it's a really fresh, really nicely juicy thing, and the cherry aspect returns, and it's a really delicious thing through the back end. Nicely concentrated up front, and then at the back end the structure takes over, becomes really mineral and really quite direct, and the tannins are very much integrated. They're fresh, they're mineral, they're yeah, it's really quite a senior wine. I mean, this wants to be on the table. It's not so powerful a wine, despite its 14%, that I'd team it with the most potent of food. But I think simply cooked should be very nice with pork. It's lively once you've either spat it out or swallowed it. It's got a liveliness. The mouth feels invigorated. It's juicy, and those tannins are really sort of cleansing and fresh. And the level of structure in the wine gives the impression that it's quite dry across the palate. Yeah, and great with food. It wants food with it as well. I wouldn't really sit around drinking it. So, mind you, I opened it only 5-10 minutes ago, so perhaps it'll soften with more air. But it's lively, sort of red and darker fruit. It's very delicious, and the structure makes it really quite a sophisticated thing. It's very nice. Just at 14%, be slightly circumspect about how much you drink of it, but delicious. That's been 2019 Ruché di Castagnolo Monferrato, La Tradizione, from the firm of Montalbera. just a lovely thing. Daily drinkers are going to see it soon. It's lovely.